The Russian Empire was one of the most brutal and ruthless empires in history. During their conquest of Central Asia, the Russians would slaughter entire tribes and would not spare innocent men, women, and children. The last group of Central Asians to come under Russian rule were the Turkmen. The Turkmen fiercely resisted the Russian invaders and defeated the much more advanced Russian army in many battles. In 1879, a coalition of Turkmen tribes led by Nurberdi Khan forced the Russian expedition forces led by General Nikolai Lomakin to retreat. The Russians were forced to flee after nearly 500 Russian soldiers were killed and the Russians ran out of ammunition. Many Russians also died of thirst and disease as they could not handle the harsh conditions of the Karakum desert. In the 19th century, the region which is now known as Turkmenistan was home to nomadic tribes who had no centralized authority. However, eventually these tribes were forced to unite because of invasions from the Persian and Russian empires. The Turkmen tribes first united to fight the invading Persian army. The Turkmen united under the command of Nurberdi Khan and Daikma Khan. After the Turkmens defeated the Persian army, they faced an even greater threat, which was the Russian army invading from the north. The Russians wanted to conquer the Turkmenistan region because of its huge cotton industry and also in order to gain access to strategic points on the east shore of the Caspian Sea. The Russians planned to set up a port in this region to efficiently communicate with the European section of Russia during their expansion into Asia. After realizing the size and magnitude of the Russian army, the Turkmen leader known as Daikmai Khan built a fortress with the help of Persians who had defected from the Iranian army. This fortress was known as the fortress of Gok Tepe. This proved to be an effective strategy. In 1879, the Russians invaded Turkmenistan and were humiliated by the Turkmen tribes who destroyed the Russian army led by General Lomakin. However, in the year 1880, a much larger and well-equipped army was sent to Turkmenistan, led by General Mikhail Skobelev. Despite their lack of modern weaponry and military techniques, the Turkmen defended their fortress heroically. However, this time the Russians had come well prepared. In the end, the Russians had surrounded the Turkmen fortress. Thousands of Turkmens were slaughtered, and Russia took control of Turkmenistan. On 21st September 1881, the Treaty of Akhal was signed between the Russian and Persian empires. This treaty stated that the Persians now recognized Russian rule over Turkmenistan, and they would seize any claim to the territory in the region. A border was created, and the Atrek River was now a boundary between the Persian and the Russian empires. After this defeat, Daikmai Khan surrendered to the Russians. However, even though Daikmai Khan had surrendered, other Turkmen leaders continued to resist the Russians and engaged in hit-and-run attacks. It took several years before all of the Turkmen tribes finally accepted Russian rule in the year 1885. By 1885, the whole territory of present-day Turkmenistan was incorporated into the Russian Empire. The Russian victory at Gok Tepe extinguished the last effective resistance to imperial rule in Central Asia.